I wanted to talk about the difference between absorption costing and variable costing. And all it is that under a traditional financial statement, the one that we've been using for financial accounting, the fixed factory overhead is absorbed into the inventory. Okay, so each piece of inventory has a little bit of fixed manufacturing overhead on it. Okay, with variable costing, we take the fixed overhead and we take it out in one lump at the end of everything. Okay, at the end of the statement, I'll show you later, but it's not attached to the inventory. So the inventory only has variable costs on it. So it has direct materials, direct labor, and variable factory overhead, but the fixed is not here. Okay, so that's the big difference. We're looking at a cost of goods manufactured here, and the big difference is that the fixed factory overhead is not here. Excuse me. So here is a statement with in a contribution format. That's what we'll call it. And what it has is it has variable costs up here on top, everything between sales and the contribution margin. Okay, these are all variable costs, and then this is our contribution to cover the fixed costs. Okay, so we've got fixed manufacturing costs and then fixed selling and administrative expenses. So rather than having sales, cost of goods sold, gross profit, and then so these would be all product and these period expenses down here, now they're arranged according to cost behavior. Okay, so my variable costs are on the top, variable on the top, and then fixed costs on the bottom half. And the other thing that's really important is that even if we have inventory ending inventory, it would not have fixed factory overhead attached. So we subtract fixed manufacturing costs in total all the time. And the rationale is that we would still have to cover these costs. Even if we didn't produce anything, we would still have fixed costs. Okay, so what do we have now? So we've got sales less variable cost of goods sold is a manufacturing margin, a new total. Okay, so these are product costs here, but then we're going to subtract variable selling and variable administrative expenses. Okay, variable selling expenses, commissions, and you might have some other administrative expenses. I can't think of one right now, okay, that go along with sales, all right, that are really variable. And that brings us down to the contribution margin. Then subtract our fixed costs to get income from operations. Okay, so here is an absorption costing income statement. We have sales less cost of goods sold as gross profit. Let me stop right there. On a variable cost, it's sales less variable cost of goods sold less variable selling and administrative is the contribution margin. So if you see contribution margin, you know you're looking at a variable cost statement. Okay? If you see gross profit, then you know it's an absorption-based statement. Okay? And then we've got selling and administrative expense and income from operations. So these are product costs right here, and the selling and administrative is our period cost. So this is according to a classification, okay, product versus period. The variable costing statement is variable versus fixed. Okay? So in this case, we get the same net income, so we don't have any fixed overhead attached to inventory because that becomes a difference. But right here, we've got an absorption costing statement. Sales less cost of goods sold is gross profit, less selling and administrative costs are period expenses is income from operations. Under variable costing, we've got sales less variable cost of goods sold. So that would be direct materials, direct labor, and variable overhead. Okay, you can see here our cost of goods sold here is $35 per unit, and a variable cost basis, it's only $25 per unit because the fixed cost isn't there. Then we calculate a manufacturing margin, then subtract variable, selling, and administrative expense. Okay, and we've got the contribution margin. From that, we take out our fixed costs and we've got income from operations. Okay, this is a really useful statement for management. Contribution margin, as you know now, is a really great number because you know how much of a contribution to net income you're going to get whenever you sell anything. Okay, you get another hunk of contribution margin with every sale. So that's what's good about it. Okay.